guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be creating this look right here using all one brand, which is Nars Cosmetics. Nars has been one of my favorite brands since I fell in love with makeup about like a decade ago. So I thought I would sit down and just really, go through the products and do this tutorial and show you guys what are some of my favorite products from Nars. So yeah, if you guys are interested to see what products I used for today's makeup look, then please keep on watching. So to prime my eyes today, first I'm going to put a cream shadow base, and this is the Velvet Shadow Stick, just a black cream shadow. I'm going to lightly apply that here. This is going to be our base, and we're going to blend it out. So I'm just blending the cream eyeshadow before I put another color on top of it. Other companies do, similar shadow sticks like this. So, you don't have to necessarily get this from Nars, but they do offer this, these kind of shadow sticks, and I love these kind of cream shadows because it, when you put any other color on top, matte or shimmer, everything just gets that much more bold in color, which is why I prefer using a cream shadow stick, like a colorful one, rather than a plain like eyeshadow primer. Nars comes out with eyeshadow palettes all the time. Some are permanent, some are more limited edition. This particular eyeshadow palette is my favorite. This is the Loaded Eyeshadow Palette. It has like the gorgeous kind of neutrals and then the browns and the blacks at the bottom. For the crease, I'm gonna go in with this shadow right here and this shadow right here. I'm gonna mix the two. These shadows are more like a satin texture rather than a powdery texture, so it has really minimum fallout. So in case you ended up doing your foundation first, it wouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's almost like an antique gold. So I'm putting this eyeshadow just all over my mobile lid. And with my blending brush and blending some more. I'm going to use my fingers on that antique gold shade and just kind of pop that in. So using your fingers always intensifies the eyeshadow. For the inner corner of my eyes, I'm going to go in with this shadow right here. It's like a silvery taupe kind of color. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to go in with this brown shade over here, and I'm going to just run that in the lower lash line. I'm going to go in with liner and lashes, but those are from another brand. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just add some mascara. This is the Nars Audacious Mascara. Like, it's not a bad mascara, but I have so many other mascaras that are good that I just don't reach for this one. Again, this is like a smaller size. So now I'm going to add on false lashes, liner, and I'll be right back and we'll get started with the face. Outside of eyeshadow palettes, Nars always made these kind of duos right here. This particular one is in the shade Kalahari. This one is in the shade Isolde. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I actually love these eyeshadow duos. I have quite a few of them. These are just two that I'm showing to you right now, but ever since I fell in love with Nars, which was many years ago, they didn't have eyeshadow palettes, so I used to buy these duos and I used to use them all the time. I love them. So They have so many duos that you can check it out depending on the color scheme. I know people don't really get much use out of duos because you have to add like a transition shade and whatnot, but the quality of these is phenomenal, so thought I would mention that. So first off is primer, and I'm going to use my Smooth and Protect primer, and I'm going to mix it in with the Hot Sands Illuminator. I want kind of like a glowy look today, so I'm going to mix the two and just like apply it. Primer in the white bottle is just a smoothing primer, so it is going to make everything sit on the face really well. So I'm just kind of working it into my skin. Moving on, we have foundation, and I've used this foundation in a couple of my videos. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I'm in the shade Aruba. I'm just going to blend that in. A lot of people like the Nars Sheer Glow, but that is for someone who has dry skin. I have normal to combination, so I'll stick with the Radiant foundation because it doesn't it's not as dewy as the Sheer Glow. Favorite concealer from Nars is the Creamy Concealer, and I'm using the shade Biscuit today. So Nars released a bunch of new colors for this concealer recently, so I need to pick up a different color. Next we're going to powder the face, and I'm going to do so with the Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder. The thing with this powder is that I cannot use it for underneath the eyes because it has slight reflecting particles in it. If you were to take a picture with this, it can kind of flash back. It has very light reflecting particles which can make your under eyes look a little bit whitish. I'm going to switch to my Laura Mercier powder for underneath the eyes. So next up we have bronzer, and just want to share with you this bronzer because it's actually my holy grail bronzer. This is Casino by Nars. Many years ago, about 10 years ago or so, when I got into using makeup and learning about makeup, I walked into Sephora and I was like, oh, I need a bronzer, I need a bronzer for my skin tone. One of the girls on the counter, she introduced me to this brand Nars, and the first thing she handed me was this Casino bronzer, and she was like, this is like the perfect bronzer for my undertone, etc, etc. I couldn't agree more that it is like the perfect undertone. It is not too warm or not too cool tone. I have purchased so many of these bronzers. I've hit pan on so many of them. Next up is blush, and Nars is known for their blushes. Their favorite blush is called Orgasm, and it is one of the #1 selling bronzers in the world. But I'm going to use this palette today. This is the Unfiltered 1 palette, and I'm going to use this shade right here. These blushes are very pigmented, so keep that in mind. Next up, we're going to go in with highlighter, and for that I'm going to use my Nars Banc Sable highlighting palette. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but this palette is one of my favorite highlighting palettes. It gives that really just nice glow to the skin. Has that little bit of that wet look happening. It's very pretty. They also released this one last year, which is the Nars Man Ray highlighter, and I can layer this on top. It's a beautiful golden sheen. This one you may or may not find anymore, but the trio, the highlighting trio, you probably will be able to find it on Sephora. Next up we have lipstick, and one of my favorite lipsticks from Nars is the liquid lipsticks. One of them is Slow Ride and the other is Save the Queen. I'm going to use Slow Ride today. And this liquid lipstick is very watery, so you have to be a little bit careful to apply it, but and don't apply too much because it will dry down and it will set matte. This has a really thin tip, if you can see, so you can kind of just line your lips as well as you're kind of going through it. Nars also has their Audacious line of lipsticks, which are more comfort lipstick, and those have been a cult favorite for a very long time. In case you're not looking for liquid lipsticks, the Audacious line of lipsticks are a favorite of a lot of people. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys got some more info on Nars products in general. So Nars is one of those brands that have stood the test of time, you know, like MAC or Bobbi Brown. They consistently come up with great products that a lot of people can use and enjoy. There can be a few misses, but you know, overall the brand has been doing really great for many years. So I thought I would sit down and do this one brand tutorial showing you some of my favorite products from Nars. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, now is the time to like and subscribe to my makeup channel so that you can come back here for more good content. Have a great day or night wherever you guys are, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!